The federal response to the Flint water crisis started off slow, but it picked up when the president came to Detroit on January 16th.
And I know that if I was a parent up there, I would be beside myself that my kid's health could be at risk.
That same day, the president declared a state of emergency in Flint. When he did, it freed up $5 million in federal aid for the city. This money was used for the much-needed water filters and other items to help the residents. The aid was capped at $5 million for the time being because it could not be declared a disaster. On March 25th, the federal response to the Flint water crisis was extended to August. On January 19th, the president met with Mayor Karen Weaver at the White House. He heard how Flint is dealing with the ongoing crisis and the challenges that face the whole city. The White House press secretary released the appointment of Dr. Nicole Lowry, Department of Health and Human Services Assistant Secretary, for preparedness and response. She would lead the federal response in Flint. On January 21st, the president gave $80 million in federal funding to repair the structure and make the water safe. The city hasn't received that federal funding yet. Presidential campaign candidate Hillary Clinton visited Flint. In her speech, she sympathized with the families. She talked about supporting the city through the crisis.
I will not for 1 minute forget about you or forget about your children. I will do everything I can to help you get back up.
Like Hillary, Bernie Sanders visited Flint. Bernie held a town hall meeting to see what was going on.
And to hear what is happening to the children in this community is so horrific, it is so painful, it is almost hard to discuss.
Congress is also stepping in. Congressional hearings have been held to try to get to the bottom of the problem. On top of the hearings, Michigan senators are trying their hardest to get money to help Flint. Senator Debbie Stabenow and Senator Gary Peters are working on getting a bill approved that could give Flint up to $220 million in federal aid. Though the bill is at a standstill because of Senator Mike Lee of Utah. Senator Lee believes Michigan has enough resources to fix itself. Another thing Congress did was visit the city of Flint and see just how the residents were living during this crisis. Congressman Dan Kildee and 25 of his co-workers came to Flint.
The thing that I've been most impressed about is what the federal people have done. You've got 70 people from the EPA, HHS, FEMA, all on the ground, and other organizations stepping up and showing Americans that when we have a segment of our society that's in trouble, that there are people that are going to stand up for them and try to make a difference in their lives. And the one thing that I leave here clear about is that we cannot allow the Flints of the world to become the norm.
Congress hit the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, hard for what seemed like not doing their job correctly. The EPA first knew about the water as early as February 2015, though they seemed a bit more occupied with keeping their reputation clean than checking into the problem. That, or they were too busy pointing fingers elsewhere, like blaming the MDEQ for not adding corrosion control. But with the EPA knowing so early, people are wondering why they refused to act.